It's all right. It was just a shock. Paul? Darling, it's me.
Oh, Brian. That was very clumsy of you. Now you're going to have to clean it up.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
And my shoe.
I saw her in her car. This old wino wandered onto the road and she hit him, aimed straight for him. Oh, she's a bloody murderer. She's a killer.
Hey, why are we being so quiet, Mick?
I expect the women are all a little tired, dear. That's
Tired
all.
of being pushed around by the freak. Oh, I don't know. Phyllis didn't do too bad.
Are you going to be joking?
What are you talking about? She is a joke.
Why don't you shut up?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why don't you all shut up?
Yes, quiet, everybody. Your top dog's speaking.
You know you lot are like a bunch of kids. I've already told you something like this is going to take time.
But how long, Bryant? I get out in 9 years, and I'd hope...
Butt out, Stevens. Now, I am doing this for the women, not for you.
Oh, just a minute. You lost me. What exactly are you doing for the women, Bryant? I thought the plan was to get rid of Ferguson. All I've seen you do is get down your hands and knees and clean her shoes.
Now, you listen, Sonia. What about all them privileges Jude got back for us, eh?
Visiting rights? Hands up those who get visitors. Well, it looks like your club's getting smaller and smaller. Oh, hang on, I forgot. The television set. You know, if I wasn't such a lady, I'd ask you, where do you plan to stick this?
Excuse me, ladies. But a funny thing happened to me on the way to the rec room, so I thought I'd bring it with me.
Hello. Did anyone miss me?
You okay?
Oh, no, not really. Well, it was dreadful in solitary. I had no one to talk to. Heavens, what's wrong? Everyone looks so serious.
What happened? What did he say?
Just calm down, Mrs. Powell. There's a long way to go yet.
But why? What's he got to lose by telling the truth? That'd only take a moment.
Believe me, Mrs. Powell, I am trying to help. Now, this isn't getting us anywhere.
No, all right, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm here. He's out there lying through his teeth. What happens if someone believes him?
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that if I were you. We've known Lewis for quite a while. He's not exactly famous for telling the truth.
So what's happening out there?
Oh, the boys are just having a bit of a chat with him. In fact, I'd better go and take over. I might get a strike on my hands.
Listen, Inspector. He really is lying. Oh, come on, I wouldn't have gone to the trouble to find him if I thought this was going to happen, would I?
Just drink your coffee and stop worrying.
Stop worrying.
Well, I don't know what everybody is carrying on about. All my stuff's here.
Of course it is. Who'd want to pinch that load of garbage?
Edwin is not garbage.
Are you sure everything's all right, dear?
Of course I'm sure. We got all our things back, didn't we? That wasn't even part of the deal.
Yes, what did Ferguson make you do for her?
Minnie, not you too.
Please, Judy, I know what you're going through and I want to help, dear.
Hey, Mr. Manning, is that going to be fixed by the time of the movie tonight?
Step to plug it in, Treasure.
Oh, don't you just love the way you said that? I think I'm going to blush.
Switch it off, Mr. Manning. All right, girls, that's enough.
All right, be back.
Shut up, Phyllis! Thank you, ladies. Now move out for muster, and Mr. Manning will give you your new cell allocations.
But, Miss Ferguson, could I stay with Sonia because I need
Mr. Manning?
All right, ladies. Move out. Mason.
Yes, Mr. Manning.
Smart.
Here.
And Stevens.
Yeah.
All present, Governor.
Thank you. Here are the new cells. Then lock them up.
All right, ladies. Start setting up house as soon as I call your names and cell numbers. Bryant and Stevens, 22. Keane and Mason, 23. Johns and Smart, 24.
He is lying, I tell you.
Maybe so, but I can't force him to change his story.
Like hell you can't. He's got a record, you said so yourself. Make him tell the truth. I did not leave that man dying. He got up and walked away. You mumble bastard, why are you doing this? No, please. Look, it's just that you're the only person that can help me. You've got to tell them what happened.
I already have, lady. Sorry I can't help you, but you wouldn't want me to lie, would you?
Get him out of here.
What happens now?
Well, it's just routine, Mrs. Powell, but you'll have to be charged.
What with?
Culpable driving and failing to stop and render assistance.
Okay, Sonia, let's get one thing straight. I'm not Belinda, you know. I can see what you're up to.
Meaning?
Meaning you keep your stuff out of my space.
Oh, I see. That's the way we're going to play it, is it? Ferguson steps all over you out there and you decide to play heavy top dog in here.
Oh.
Well, that's pathetic, Brian. Even for you, it's pathetic.
Yeah, you're the only pathetic thing around here.
Listen, Mason, if you don't get those photos out of the way, I'm going to rip the bloody things up.
Well, I think you're being very unreasonable. I had to put them on the floor to straighten them out.
I'm trying to shift them or not.
Where's my bloody hairbrush? I left it on the sink. Where is it?
Sorry, love. I thought it might get wet, so I put it on your bedside table.
Don't, all right. Just leave my things where I put them.
God, I was only trying to help.
Can't you believe it? Ferguson knew exactly what she was doing. Well, I'm not worrying about the others. They can take care of themselves. What she did to Cass is inhuman.
Do you reckon Cass will be all right, Min?
In a single cell, after what she's been through.
God, give it a rest with her. At least she's getting some peace and bloody quiet. Shut up.
All settled in, Parker? Must be nice to have your own room. No one to bother you. All you gotta do is try and forget all those terrible things that happened to you. You know, mice. Dead mice. And heads rolling across the floor. Yeah. Pleasant dreams, Parker.
You're late tonight, aren't you?
I wouldn't know. I've never been a clock watcher. Now, you're on with Riley tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, why?
Right, I want you both to keep an eye on Bryant. Sounds as though she's out to cause trouble.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Why?
Those new cell allocations seemed a bit strange.
Oh, you'd like things all nice and friendly, would you?
Well, why not? Makes more sense than putting enemies together.
Far be it from me to argue with a qualified social worker.
Look, hang on. I'm not looking for an argument. All I'm saying
Well,
is that-
don't. When you're governor, you can say what you like. In the meantime, things will stay as they are.
But why? It only causes trouble.
Only amongst themselves. You put friends together, they immediately start to plot. And that's when we get trouble. And that's not going to happen while I'm governor. Good night, Mr. Manning.
Yeah. Make you feel better?
Thanks, Mick. Doubt whether it'll change my mood, though. I am so bloody mad. He didn't just lie. He did it so well that even I would have believed him. So what hope did I have?
You don't have to tell me this, but why didn't you call Patrick and let him bail you out?
Well, he's not home. He left yesterday for Albury to apply for a job. So I'm doubly grateful to you for coming down and bailing me out. Didn't want to call you at first because of the trouble you're having at work.
Trouble won't be around for much longer, I hope.
Well, what's happened?
I'm pinning everything on that letter I sent to the department. With any luck, Miss Ferguson should be out on her neck in no time flat.
I'll drink to that. Excuse me. It was a hint, not an old saying.
Gin?
Anything. Don't worry about a glass. Just a straw.
Get the money, Jerry. It's not my fault. Jerry?
Belinda?
Bloody bitch! That's too much.
Hey, wake up. You...
Kinda... No, Jerry!
Belinda!
No.
Hey,
Jerry, no!
Netflix!
Belinda! I'll kill her! I'll kill her, bitch!
Stop it! It's Helen, love. Now relax. You're awake. Oh, this too must have been pretty rough on you.
What did I say?
You said enough. Now I remember where I know you from. You used to work for Dorry Fitzgibbon, didn't you?
Dorry's dead.
I know. Jerry Turner put battery acid in a heroin.
Who?
Oh, come on, love. He just had star billing in your nightmare. You know who he is.
Yeah, I sure bloody do. It's the last thing I saw before I went blind. He just kept hitting me and hitting me. No, the worst part is, he's the only thing I can remember seeing.
Well, you don't have to worry about him. The cops got him.
Cops killed him. Made sure of that.
How?
Oh, I told him what he was doing. He had a gun and he was going to use it.
Well, he got what he deserved. How come Sonia didn't recognize you when you came in here?
She'd never seen me. She used to sit in that bloody big car out the front. I knew who she was, all right. Jerry was always talking about Mrs. Sonia Stevens, the great Mrs. Sonia Stevens.
So one down and one to go, eh?
What do you mean?
You fixed Jerry Turner, and then you had yourself put in here so you could get to Sonia.
Come off it. I'm just a poor, innocent blind girl. How could I do a thing like that?
Dad.
Hello, Jan. I thought I'd go for a walk and get a paper.
I'm sorry I'm late, but things got a bit hectic today.
Don't mention it. You've got a job to do. That's the important thing. Did you get everything fixed up at the laundry?
What? Oh, yeah, something like that.
Machine trouble, was it?
Not anymore. Listen, I thought you might like to come over and have a look over the place.
Oh, I'd love to. Rather looking forward to meeting that wonderful old character again. What was her name? Lizzie.
Well, she's not with us anymore. I arranged for her to go and live with her family.
Oh, good. I'm sorry to have missed her, though. She was a nice old stick.
You're off your face, kid. Now piss off.
You give us that back or I'll push your teeth through the back of
All
your
right, now what the hell's going on?
She pinched my good soap and she won't give it back.
I did not pinch it. I said I'd pay it back after
Oh,
buyout.
what buyout?
Phyllis, you know better than that.
See, shut.
Do you want me to give you a hand to the showers?
No, stop hanging around me.
I thought we came to some kind of understanding last night.
You thought wrong.
Are you all right, dear?
Oh, I mean, it was awful. I want to be back with the others. I get too scared on my own.
Right, Mr. Manning, start moving the women out. Not Bryant. I want a word with her.
All right, girls.
Now, what the hell are you playing at? This cell system is only asking for trouble.
I don't think so, Bryant. Not with you as top dog. I've got every confidence in you.
I thought we had a deal.
Yes, we have. My part of it is to keep Parker out of the mental hospital, and yours is to keep the women in line.
What do you want?
We have an important visitor coming this afternoon. My father, as a matter of fact.
So?
So I don't want any disturbance to interrupt the smooth running of this prison. And you'll see to it, Bryant, because you've got too much to lose not to.
Morning, Rick.
Hi.
How'd the night shift go?
Oh, terrific. The only thing missing was the thumb screws in the rack.
You had trouble with Ferguson?
Now, what do you reckon? I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. I had a run-in with our beloved governor.
What about?
Well, those bloody cell allocations. There's just no need for that. It's unfair on the women, apart from anything else. It was bad news here last night. Real bad news.
Yeah, I thought that might happen. Trouble is, there's nothing much we can do except perhaps take union action.
That's no good. We go on strike, the ladies get locked up. They lose no matter what.
Yeah, well, let's hope the report I sent in will do some good.
Report?
I sent in a full list of all the punishments and loss of privileges she's handed out, and added a few choice words of my own.
When?
Yesterday, why?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but your list is officially obsolete. She gave them back visiting rights and TV.
Why? I mean, she couldn't have possibly got hold of my report.
Uncanny, isn't she? Good on you, though. It still might do some good. I better get a move on. Pixie's got a visitor.
Oh, you finish your coffee. I'll fix it up.
Meg Morris for governor.
Forget it.
Oh, Mr. Sherman! Oh, Mrs. Morris, why didn't you tell me it was Mr.
I'm
Sherman?
sorry, Pixie. I didn't have a chance.
Oh, gosh, it's good to see you. I didn't think I ever would again.
I was beginning to think the same myself. What happened, my dear? Why wouldn't I let you come back to us?
Oh, I don't know. The governor got very angry. Oh, well, she's not the governor, really. She's the acting governor. But anyway, she got very angry when she found the mince I'd taken from the restaurant.
But surely they wouldn't stop you just because of that.
I can't think of any other reason. Mind you, Miss Ferguson isn't a very nice person.
But this is ridiculous. Are you sure you didn't do anything to upset them?
No, I've been very well behaved. Well, just ask Mrs. Morris.
Mrs. Morris?
Oh, gosh, how silly of me. You haven't met Mrs. Morris, have you? Oh, Mrs. Morris, come over and meet Mr. Schumann.
Hello. Feel as though I know you already.
Mrs. Morris, of course. You spoke to my sister, didn't you?
That's right. Believe you've been very happy with Pixie.
Oh, Pixie, she's a real gem. Would you believe there are people asking for her by name? Not just old clients, but new ones. People we've never seen before. You're becoming very famous, my dear.
Oh, and I'm not there to look after them. I don't suppose you could bring them over here so that I could see them here?
No, Pixie, I don't think that would work.
Is there anything I can do, Mrs. Morris? I know it's only been a short while, but my sister and I have become very fond of the girl. In that short time, we've become very good friends.
Well, I don't think there's any point in going to see the governor. Perhaps you could put in a written request to the department. You never know, that might help.
I'll do that. I'll go and see my local member, too. You'll see, we'll get some action.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Schumann. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Morris. Oh, but he is lovely, isn't he?
Thought I had the right to refuse visitors.
That's right. If you don't want to go in, just say so.
How can I tell? You won't tell me who it is.
I've already told you I don't know. I was just asked to get you. Now, do you want to go in or not?
Yeah, all right. But if it's a cop or a Bible basher, you can shove it.
G'day, lover. Come and tell Alec how much you've missed him.
No physical contact.
What are you doing here?
That's nice. What happened to Hello, Alec?
Yeah, well, I didn't know you were coming, did I?
Oh, you know me, lover. Surprise him and keep him happy.
Sit down, Keen.
They told me you was in here. You've been a bad girl, have you?
Bloody well I'm here. What are you going to do about it?
No whispering?
Well, rather let you down before, eh?
Bloody oath you have.
Yeah, well, we're not all perfect, are we, eh? We're not all like good old Gary, eh?
What are you talking about?
Well, you remember when he went to Tassie? You were complaining that the letters he wrote you were so small they could have been written on the back of a cigarette paper.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't done that for a while. Get him to drop me a line, will you?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
Sorry, regulations.
Good. They don't trust anyone in here, do they?
Yeah, well, they have to protect us from the outside world, don't they?
God, you're dragging the chain a bit today, aren't you?
What do you expect? I hardly got any sleep last
Oh,
night.
bloody hell, here we go again. Couldn't sleep last night. Minnie and Bobby kept me awake.
Well, you did. Oh, you were snoring your bloody head off.
Crap, I don't
Will you
sleep.
two knock it off, please?
Yeah, you'd think somebody would do something about the cell business, wouldn't you?
It was awful. I wrote about podcasts all night.
Pity our top dog isn't worried.
Stevens, shut up.
Oh, how'd your visit go, dear? Tell you something, Donovan. There's one thing that really bugs me. It's being called dear, so forget it, okay?
Oh, but we're only interested.
Yeah, well, that goes for you too, Tinkerbell. Just rack off and leave me alone.
A little less yakking and a little more working, please. Sometimes I wonder why we stop Belinda from getting that bitch.
Especially now we know why Belinda's doing it. You don't suppose she was spinning you a story, do you, Helen?
No way, that kid was really spilling her guts.
There's some bastards around, eh?
Well, Turner's not around, and unless we can convince Belinda she's only hurting herself, Sonia won't be around much longer either.
I don't know what you put in that report of yours, but it must have been good.
What?
A bigwig from the department to see Joan. Fastest service I've ever seen, if that's what it's all about.
I hope so, because I promise you I am just in the mood.
Oh, Joan, there's
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, there's some... Governor, there's someone to see you in your office. From the department, I believe.
Good. Hope you didn't see you two chatting as if you had nothing to do. We'll never get any more staff. Sorry to keep you waiting, but Mrs. Davidson.
Miss Ferguson?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I was expecting someone from the department.
I am from the department. We had a rather disturbing report about your administration. I'm here to investigate.
Oh, these sheets could have walked here by themselves. Yours again, Phyllis.
Right, everybody, stop work. As some of you know, this is Mrs. Davidson.
Good morning, ladies. Helen, Phyllis. Hello, Judy. I was very sorry to hear what happened. You must be very disappointed.
Yeah, well, that's an understatement, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sure. I understand you've taken over B's position.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to keep the peace, you know.
And how are things progressing?
Pretty good. We're coasting along okay.
If this is coasting, I sure hope we don't speed up.
It's enough keen. Mrs. Davidson has more to do than listen to your smart remarks.
Well, I'm glad you have everything under control. Thank you, ladies.
Right, back to work.
Who was that?
Erica Davidson. She used to be governor here before Reno.
How come you told her everything was okay in here?
Look, she was obviously here on a nostalgia trip. The department fired her, so what good would it have done to have said anything?
Nothing at all, especially if you want to keep in good with the freak.
Thank you for the tour, Miss Ferguson. Now, I would like the use of your office. There are certain people I have to interview regarding the report, starting with Mrs. Morris.
Well, she's hardly unbiased, Mrs. Davidson, considering her demotion.
Miss Ferguson, official procedures make it necessary for me to interview Mrs. Morris. Please see to it immediately.
Well,
It must be a very good feeling to be up and dressed again.
Yes, all I have to do now is become less self-conscious.
Well, I'm sure that'll happen along with the physio sessions. It all needs time.
Well, I hope it won't be too long. At least the exercise is paying off. I'm gaining strength every day.
Yes, you've done remarkably well. I've heard it can take some women months.
Well, a lot of that has to do with mental attitude.
Ready to go, Miss Reynolds?
Ready and able.
Here.
Oh, thanks.
I understand you're going to see your son before you go home.
That's right.
Well, just make sure you take it easy. You still need plenty of rest.
Don't worry. I'll make sure she doesn't overdo it.
I had no idea you were back with the department.
Well, let's say after the Ted Douglas affair, the department was a little embarrassed.
Oh, you've got his job.
That's aiming a bit high. Now, your report. Having seen various sections of the prison, I noticed there was a slight tension present. Nothing of what you mentioned in here.
Yes, well, things changed late yesterday. Suddenly, restrictions were lifted for no reason.
Oh, there's a reason for everything, Meg. It's called covering yourself. I'm very familiar with it.
She'll have to slip up sometime.
She will. But until she gives us the proper evidence, nothing can be done.
Dear, dear me. Don't tell me the loyal followers don't even want your company now. Fickle, aren't they?
She's right, Judy. If you're not careful, you'll lose the women altogether. You can't afford to be humiliated by Ferguson too often.
I know that. Just something I have to learn to cope with, okay?
Well, you've got the support here. Why not use it?
Well, it's part of the deal I made with the devil, not to get anyone involved. I do the deals off.
What deal? Pixie being released from solitary? Privileges being returned?
Partly. Minnie, if I tell you, you've got to promise you won't say a word to anyone. It's very important.
I understand.
I have to do what the freak wants me to do. If I don't, she's going to certify Cass, put her away permanently. It's as simple as that.
That dreadful woman. Well, she's won this round, Judy. But it can't keep up. The women won't accept their top dog bowing and scraping to the likes of her.
Yeah, and she knows it.
Judy, you're to do trade duty for Miss Ferguson until further notice. She's just ordered a late lunch.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's on the double then, isn't it?
Dinner for two. How cosy.
So, some privileges were restored yesterday.
That's right. They'd learned their lesson. Come in. Oh, Brian, just put it here, will you? And next time, might I suggest 8 covers? I'm sure Mrs. Davidson likes a hot meal as much as I do.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
I take it back, Mrs. Morris.
Long, Judy.
So what's Mrs. Davidson doing back here?
She's here as a department observer, that's all.
She back in favour and raring to go, huh?
I suppose that's it.
Come on, Mrs. Morris. The department only sends someone to spy and investigate, don't they?
They're your words, Judy, not mine.
Oh, it isn't fair at all. Well, Mr. Sherman is the sort of person people like us need to meet, not be taken away from.
Oh, my goodness. What are you going to do now, Pixie?
Look, you can be as rude as you like, Rebecca. But one day when you need someone to help you, you'll turn around and no one will be there.
Oh, good. How horribly awful. What am I going to do without Featherbane to help me in my hour of need?
You are a terrible person.
Give her your famous left hook, Pix.
That will do, girls. You're playing right into Ferguson's hands.
Oh, what's the matter, Minnie? All work, no play?
Yeah, nothing wrong with a good, healthy Barney. Hey, Pix, I might even make a book on it. What do you say?
Phyllis, you know I'm not at all proud of knocking people unconscious.
And I'm not wasting my energy on lining Crim's pockets. God, I'm getting out of here. Bunch of bloody outfits.
Listen, that deal I told you about, forget it.
All right, what gives?
Listen, girls, can I have your attention for a minute? I've just found out something that's going to put the ball right back in our court.
Good.
Davidson is here as an observer,
for the department. Huh? Yeah. Now, are we going to see that she gets the full story? Huh? Agreed? Yeah, well, maybe you have heard it before, but this time we have got a witness from the department. We are going to rub the freak's nose in her own dirt till it blows out her ears for a week.
Well done, Mia, well done.
Are you there? Hello, who is this? Hello!
Father?
Oh, I'm sorry, Joan. I was expecting somebody else. You've certainly got some snoops down here, and damn cheeky, if you ask me.
Well, why? What happened?
Oh, it was probably some sort of survey. They wanted to know if we were related or not. Wouldn't give his name or his company. Manners certainly seem to have taken a back seat these days.
Oh, well, never mind. Look, I'm about to ring a taxi to bring you to Wentworth. You ready to leave?
Oh, yes, indeed. But forget about the taxi. I've already ordered one.
Oh, all right. I'll see you soon, then.
Good. I'm looking forward to it, too, Joan. Goodbye for now.
Bye. Oh, Mrs. Morris, I want full security measures implemented immediately.
Why, is there to be a drill?
No, just a routine exercise.
What routine exercise?
Mrs. Morris, my father is visiting this afternoon. I don't want him to see a sloppy display. Officers will now carry batons, and I want 2 armed guards to patrol the perimeter fence.
You can't be serious.
I never take these things lightly, Mrs. Morris. You should know that.
Miss Ferguson, under the circumstances, I don't think it'd be wise to incite the women further.
Under the circumstances, it wouldn't be wise to incite me further. Please see my instructions are carried out immediately.
Damn you.
Is he all right?
The doctor said Paul may never walk again.
Well, he's pulled through. You've got to hang on to that. Besides, it is early days. He could surprise everyone.
Either way, he's going to need special attention for quite some time.
Yes, of course he will.
That's why I've decided to resign as Governor of Wentworth.
Oh, God.
And about time, too. I could have walked there by now.
Oh, sorry, mate. Not the easiest street to find.
Well, do you think you'll have any problems finding the Wentworth Detention Centre?
No worries, mate. You work there?
You drive, I'll speak.
Sure, mate.
Here comes a freak.
Right. We have a very important visitor coming this afternoon, and I insist that all due respect be shown. When he comes in to inspect the laundry, you will all line up and stand at attention. And no one, I repeat, no one will speak unless spoken to. I'm sure your top dog will show you how it's done. Isn't that right, Bryant?
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Good. Right, back to work.
Judy, now that your deal with Ferguson is off, what about Cass?
Don't worry, Minnie. I won't do anything that'd harm Cass.
Ah, can I help you?
Yeah, I've come to see Mrs. Powell.
Sorry, she's not here today.
Well, have you got her address? I've got to talk to her.
No, we don't give out that sort of information.
Oh, well, tell her it's Rod Lewis and I'll be in touch.
Just wait a moment. Are you the Mr. Lewis that was witness to the accident?
Could be. Why, what's it to you?
Well, nothing. I just wondered why you suddenly wanted to see Mrs. Powell.
Well, that's between her and me.
Right, well, I'll let her know. Look, you could come back at 4 o'clock. She'll be here then.
Yeah, right.
Problems?
Yes, I think there's that fellow that was giving Colleen trouble.
You think he wants to work a deal?
Certainly looks like it. Damn, she doesn't seem to be at home.
She's only going to get herself in deeper if she deals with punks like that, I can tell you.
This will be interesting. This is Joan's father. I'll just take him through.
Meg.
How are you?
Oh, very good, thank you.
Dum, da, da, da. La, 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 la. Dum, dum, Oh! Oh, you're getting such a terrible fright.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, do you know who you'll be sharing with?
I'm not.
Oh, you've got a single cell. Oh, that's really nice. I prefer to share myself. I just love being around people. Well, that's another reason why I like working at the boutique. Well, I did.
You must be Pixie Mason.
Oh, do you recognize me?
Well, let's say I've heard about you.
What?
I'm Erica Davidson.
Oh, no. I'm
Sit
awful
down, Mason.
sorry.
I wanted to have a talk with you anyway. I happened to meet a Mr. Schumann this morning. He spoke very highly of you. He's particularly impressed with your honesty in returning the cigarette lighter.
Oh, he is the loveliest man, isn't he?
Yes, I quite agree. Well, I shan't keep you from your work duties any longer. And I shall see what I can do about having your work release resumed.
Oh, thank you.
Very pleased with the way the laundry's shaping up, Father. Their efficiency has improved quite a lot in the last week. Oh, Mrs. Davidson. I'd like you to meet my father, Major Ferguson. Mrs. Davidson is from the department.
I'm pleased to meet you, Major.
It's my pleasure, Mrs. Davidson.
I've been taking a look around the prison. There are some quite noticeable changes since I was last here.
Well, thank you. But I do think it a little unwise that you walk around the prison unescorted, Mrs. Davidson, especially in light of some of our latest arrivals. Now, we're about to go and inspect the laundry. Would you care to accompany us? Oh, it's almost time for exercise period. Would you organise the women, Mrs. Morris?
Along, ladies. Exercise period.
Right. Everybody move out. I said move out. You'll all be on a charge if you don't move out now. Right. Mrs. Morris, I want Bryant put in solitary and the rest charged with dumb insolence. Mrs. Morris, you are not paid to stand around...
Ferguson, I suggest you return to your office. I shall be there directly.
They had it planned. How dare they? They deliberately tried to undermine my authority in front of the department.
Don't take it personally, Joan. Insubordination is one of those things that people in high positions have to tolerate. It's part of the job.
I have tried to follow your example, but they refuse to learn.
Joan, there's an enormous difference between the army and a prison. A soldier is given a purpose to achieve something important. Prisoners have nothing to look forward to except maybe getting out someday. You come down too heavily on them, they're bound to resent it.
Would you mind leaving? I need time to think.
You don't have to prove anything to me, Joan. Everybody's allowed a few mistakes in life.
treatment, as they say, please, mate. Now, Judy, I want you to tell me what has been going on with the women here since Miss Ferguson took over as acting governor.
Well, how much time do you have?
I realise you obviously have complaints, or that display in the laundry would not have taken place, so don't play games with me, Judy.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Davidson. But hell, you know what she's like. Ever since she's taken over playing at being governor, we've gone through hell in this place.
Yes, go on.
Well, to cut it short, Ferguson has used every dirty trick in the book to make this place look as though it's being run like an efficient machine. Only problem is, she's cracked the motor.
That's not giving me facts, Judy.
You want facts? I'm going to give you facts.
Lewis? Rick Manning. Mrs. Powell's asked me to have a word with you.
What about?
Money. Exactly how much would you require to set the record straight?
Well, I don't want to bleed the old lady dry, mate, but I thought a couple of thou might make things sweet.
That's all I wanted to hear. Mate. Now look, I don't like seeing people having to pay for the truth. You understand me?
Oh, watch it, fella. You got nothing on me and you sure ain't gonna help that screw friend of yours.
I haven't even started yet, punk. Now listen, I used to be on the force. Now it's funny, but once you got mates there, you just never lose them.
Oh, they're gonna follow me around, are they? Try the old harassment bit, eh?
You have to worry more about me. See, they have to play it by the book. I threw mine out ages ago.
Where's Mrs. Davidson?
She's with Bryant and doesn't wish to be disturbed.
Did you want something, Miss Ferguson?
I understood that you wish to conduct these interviews in my office, not in the cells.
I understood your office was occupied. If it is not in use now, then I shall begin. Thank you, Judy. I suggest you stay here until dinner.
Thank you.
Mrs. Davidson, you have clearly overridden my instructions. I stated that all those women were to be charged and that Bryant was to be placed in solitary.
I decided the punishment needed reviewing.
The hell am I supposed to maintain discipline when you continually override my authority?
Once is not continually, Miss Ferguson. May I also remind you your position here is temporary. The department can veto any rulings it sees fit.
That's the trouble with Wentworth. Too many chiefs.
I suggest we continue this conversation in your office.
Well, Bryant, been stabbing me in the back, have you? So you can suck up to the department.
Oh, yes, it's very hard at the top, isn't it? There's always someone that's trying to claw their way up the slag heap.
Just you remember, Bryant, I never forget. Never.
Give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain prisoners too when morning comes around.